Hello, good morning. So it is Monday, my lovelies, and I am apologising because I need to sort my hair out, but I have very little time to crack on today, so it's needs must. And I know how badly you guys love to see me little pineapple head, and Em doesn't like to disappoint. Right, are we in? I think we are. Right. So it's Monday. And we're back again with a new subject. Actually, I've got a couple of subjects. Oh God, I should have written these down. Don't you just bloody hate that when you go in to do something and then you completely forget what you, don't. I do this all the time. It's amazing because my actual memory from things like relationship stuff, like if Simon forgot to do something, if he ever hurt me, if he ever said anything nasty, I'm like a filing cabinet. Brrr. Yeah, back in whatever time at X amount, you said this. I mean, memory, like you wouldn't believe. He hates that about me. Honestly, I can remember everything, but I can't remember what I was meant to talk to you guys about. Protein shakes was one. Right, so somebody asked me the other day, what would be my opinion on protein shakes and protein bars? I think that was the question. So, I don't have a massive opinion on protein shakes or bars because I have protein shakes in my diet, in my life. I have a shake pre-workout, probably about 45 minutes to a oh God, the fridge is making ice now. I mean, honestly, everything's stacked against me. Anywho, I have a shake pretty much most days. And I'll have, I have my banana and I have my whey protein with my creatine before I work out. And that's kind of like my standard thing that I always do. So that's cool. But I don't tend to have a lot of protein bars. Why? Because I've already had my protein shake. Now, protein, any kind of protein powder is processed. And although it is ideal to increase your protein content, trust me, when you're cutting and you need to keep up your protein to give them, the reason for your muscles to hang on to the muscle and even better, build it, you need to be eating high protein. And it's just sometimes impossible to eat the right amount of food unless you're one of these that doesn't mind having like chunks of chicken or whatnot. I much prefer eating my food than subbing it with another shake. So I'll have my shake in the morning. I won't really have another shake for lunch nor snack. I tend to like eating food. So Greek yogurt, things like lean meats, lean fish, lean steak, with the salad or some veggies, and then I'll have my dinner. I always, at the moment, I am addicted to having Greek yogurt. I freeze it for about 10 minutes, mop and clean the kitchen again, because of course it's been dinner and I've done more work, so I need to do that again before I go to bed. And then I'll get it out the freezer. I'll get some frozen blueberries and I'll just microwave them for about a minute. And then I'll pour them on top. And then I don't weigh anything anymore because I'm a pig. So I just get the honey and I just go like that all over the top of it. Then I get the peanut butter powder and I've got these little dishes that I use to do like poached eggs in that I'll just wallop them into the saucepan. They're about that big, which is quite hefty. I fill it to the brim with protein peanut butter powder. And then I mix that up. In fact, I do have two things then. I have the peanut powder. That's my other processed bit of whey, if you like, because it does have high protein peanut butter powder. So I'll scoop that up with water and drizzle that on top of the blueberries. Then I'll get more honey and go like that again. Do you know what? I'm actually tempted to video my dessert at the moment. I'm not joking you. I shit you not. When I said that I have a cereal bowl, which is bigger than my head full, it weighs a ton. I mean, Simon really bugs me. And every time he says, oh, do you want some help? Like if you're mopping, and he'll be like, oh, I'll take your dessert upstairs in. Because we love eating dessert in bed. I love doing that. Pajamas, get chilled, in bed. Anyway, so he'll grab my bowl of pudding And he does this every time. Oh, you know, as if to say like it weighs a ton. And I'm like, really? Anywho, so my thoughts on protein powders, fine. Always shoot for a whey isolate. I've said this in one of my previous videos because whey concentrate has more crap in it. It has more fats and carbs that really you'd want to eat with food. Now, as far as protein bars, now this is, I'm not against protein bars, but let me give you an example. I've just recently done a plan for one of my ladies, my new ladies, and she asked me about a protein bar that she has as her treat. Now, when I had a look into it, 10 grams of fat, not that much protein, and like 200 and something, I think it was 240, 246 calories. I was like, you do realise that you could actually eat a Snickers bar for that amount. A Snickers bar. Yet, you probably wouldn't think that because it's a protein bar. So you're like, oh, it's got to be good because it's got protein in. Not the case. A lot of the time, these protein bars are full of shit and basically a load of fats and a load of carbs that I'd rather eat food with it. In fact, I would rather get my Greek yogurt, put some light Philadelphia cream cheese, mix it in together, bung it in the freezer, and then top it with some frozen raspberries or whatever. I'll blend it with the raspberries, put some chocolate chips on the top of that. Oh, that would be yummy. And I guarantee you, fat wouldn't be a fraction. There would be more protein. It would be casein protein for Greek yogurt, which is slow digesting, so great for like a dessert. Overnight, the MPS signal, the muscle protein synthesis, will keep building the muscle throughout the course of the evening. So that's why they say to have casein protein like before bedtime, because of that. But Greek yogurt is a casein protein, so rather than buying a protein powder because it says casein on it, just have your Greek yogurt, which is yummy. Next question was going to be, I had this earlier actually. Oh no, it was one from my client, and this one was on fad diets. Now, this video is going to be too short. I haven't got enough time to go over fad diets in a huge amount. And quite frankly, it does cause a lot of controversy because you have a lot of people who have done things like the keto diet, who have done things like a vegan diet and got to the best shape of their life. Not against that at all. Not by any stretch of means. Not suggesting that it's not the diet for you. But in my experience and in my coaching, I have seen too many people who have done, I'm going to go vegan because, not because of the animals, it's because I want to be thinner. I'm going to do keto because carbs don't agree with me, they make me fat. No, it's not the case. If you've gone and done a fad diet, trust me when I say the only one that's going to work for you is one that is normal. And what I mean by normal, I mean that 90% of your diet is whole foods, foods that you've chopped, prepared yourself, and that you've included a high amount of protein with every single meal. If you eat three meals a day, say your breakfast, lunch, dinner, all right, 4 with your dessert, just make sure that you're getting across the board a nice ram of protein. You know, if you're going to be having porridge with some almond milk and a few berries on the top of it, there is trace protein in that breakfast. So if need be, bung a scoop in or something. Now, my client wanted me to address the fad diets because I'm certain that she's done quite a few herself. I've done many. I mean, I cannot tell you. The Jason Vale one was probably, I quite enjoyed the vegan one. I mean, I loved cooking the curries. There was so much more flavour in the foods. Oh, loved it. I'm not against it whatsoever. I'm just saying that I was deficient, and majority of people get deficient in a lot of nutrients when they follow a vegan or a fad diet because they're cutting out food groups. And let me tell you, it doesn't last for long. I don't know anybody that's done keto longer than a few months that hasn't regained the weight back and put more on. unless you inherently hate carbohydrates, and or you have, like we've addressed in previous speaking videos about epilepsy, or people that have something medically which goes in favor of doing the keto diet. It works better with their cognitive health. I mean, we can get into the real depths of this. It could go on and on and on, but the whole scheme of fad diets is stop doing them. I don't mean to be horrible, but everybody wants a quick fix. There isn't one. There isn't one. If you're not losing weight, then put the fork down and stop eating as much food. That's it. If you're not getting where you want to be, if you're not as lean as where you want to be, address the diet. As we get older, as our menopause hits, it gets harder and harder and harder to lose weight. Why? Well, you don't suddenly stop having a good metabolism if you've already had a good metabolism. What happens is the body metabolizes the hormones that much different, and your recovery becomes impaired. So whereas you might have been able to do a certain amount of training sessions in a row without feeling fatigued, without, sort of being able to push yourself all the more, when estrogen drops and you poop your strength out, you try and recover from that. It's hard. So you have to manage the fatigue levels. Your diet has to be a little bit better, because you tend to store more visceral fat when our estrogen drops, which again is another menopause issue. So a lot of us feel that we store the weight around the belly and that we can't shift it. It's got nothing to do other than you just have to go harder. You just have to dig deeper. It comes down to diet. It comes down to, listen, you want to burn more calories, don't go pounding pavements doing a load of running. Get in the weight room, get lifting weights, and if you need to burn more calories because you want to diet down on more food, then get your step count up. We're only in the gym for an hour, maybe an hour and a half. There's 24 hours in a day. What do you do with the rest of the time? If you sit on your arse all day, you're not going to be able to diet down on many calories. It's simple. If you want to eat more food and be able to adhere to a better diet, it's always better to increase your activity. Now, I'm not one for cardio anymore. I've done all that. I've been a cardio bunny for years and years and years, and it got me nowhere. I'm not suggesting that I'll never do cardio again. I'm just saying that I prefer my life without it. I prefer my mood is better without high intense cardio, like your max out insanities in your spin classes. I'm telling you now, I was a miserable hoe bag when I used to go into that spin class. I used to put a brave smile face on, but I'm the sort of person that when that instructor tells me I've got to gear up, I'm going to gear up. I can't not gear up. So my legs would just stop moving. And then if they couldn't go anymore, I feel like a failure. I feel like I couldn't have done my best because I didn't push it enough. That's a stupid mentality to have. And it got me in trouble. And what I'm trying to do, guys, is save you from getting in trouble. Because all the more I see youngsters growing up nowadays, and I'm scared for them. I really am. Because it's still so masculine to weights, female needing to do cardio to get the best physique. It's just bollocks. I do apologise about the swearing, guys. My potty mouth has come in full force again today. I just get a little bit ramped up about it, Anyway, back to fad diets. So, yeah, I personally, I think they're a waste of time. I don't know if I ever mentioned about my Jason Vale experience. I've actually done it twice. Twice I paid the extortion amount of money to get his friggin' juices things. The best thing about his stuff was a little cashew bar thing. It was called a nude bar, and oh my God, it was delicious. Quite high in whatever, and not really that much protein in it, but it tasted yummy. And once you've been on juice for 5 days and did the 5-day juice diet, let me tell you, anything that goes in your mouth is like heaven and above. I stopped the Jason Vale diet both times because I pooped so much green that I physically couldn't carry on. I looked like Belson. I was so thin and drained. I've got to go already, guys. I'm sorry, but happy Monday.